I wanted to say when you take good care of your parents, you're blessed. You're
I sh-
blessed in this.
that's it.
Yeah.
Shay.
Gotta
And
take care of
on
them
that
parents.
note, let's start the show.
All right. So our subject pre-show has been parents and letting and getting through the pissed offness and looking back at it and seeing why and where it came from. So let's think about those things as we go through our day to day. I have a special surprise for today. Today is April 19th, 2023. It is Wisdom Wednesday. And I'm here, your host, Mama Sister Heteru. And we also have our other co-host, Jackie from Joyzy.
Hello, hello.
Now, Jackie, I will excuse you. However,
Thank you.
when you get a chance, if you get to come back, you will be a featured guest. Okay. So today's attendees are going to be my guests today. So thank you. So the reason why I wanted to do this is because we have an event coming up, and it's more than an event. It's actually a lifestyle that we are celebrating in May. It's been busy, us coming into this new year, and we're already, how many months in are we already in, ladies? How many?
Almost 5.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going on, it's almost half the year already. That's a lot, And for me, I think this year I was going to skip the month of April. I was going to jump straight to May, But that's not going to happen. We need to go through April because April is very important. The reason why I want to have you all as guests today is because of the conference coming up. Many are very much involved, and it's more than an involvement because it has become a lifestyle for us. Celebrating here rising in 5 years of the Elizabeth Visionary. I also wanted to share that this weekend when I went to service with my sister at First AME Church, Gary, Indiana. It was the church of my Elizabeth grandmother. And Reverend decided to go to Luke and talk about who on Sunday?
Elizabeth, Mary, and oh my goodness.
And Zacharias.
Oh my goodness.
So his prayer was somebody pray. I mean, his sermon was Zacharias praying on behalf of Elizabeth. There's a song. I don't know if you all know it. Let me see if I can get it right. Somebody pray for me. Get me on their mind. I'm so glad they pray for me.
Yes.
I'm so glad they pray. I'm so glad
they pray. I'm so glad they pray for me.
Yes.
My mama, and then my daddy, and my whoever.
Yes, my sister, my friend prayed for me.
Yes, and I thought that was really powerful, even though, and I always tell you all I have withdrawal. Oh my goodness. I have withdrawal on the weekends when I'm not with you all, and then Reverend gonna bring me y'all on Sunday. I need to share something my sister just said. My sister said, don't forget to pray for what you want. Don't forget to pray for what you want. And let it be peaceful. Wow, y'all, we just said the word and my sister hits me up on the text message. This is what's been happening to me. And if we're open, you have these flashes of people who are important to you and who matter to you and who are prominent in your life. So the reason why I wanted to pick you off for for my guest today because we have the conference coming up, and just to let this be our session to say who we are and give just a little background on, how did you get to this path? How did you get on this path of being here right now today, beside being, the grace of the Creator allowing us this life? Thankful for these parents that we came through to get us here at this moment, at this particular time, on this timeline, in this illusion of life. So we can do a little movement first, and just to relieve ourselves. And
read your card.
oh yes, and they are thank you, because they're stacked. Stacked. All right, this is the Black Tarot deck, an Ancestral Awakening guidebook by that sister Nyasha Williams. I love to shuffle because that's my grandmama. She could shuffle and deal some cards. She had a card skating across the table. I used to love to just be in her presence. And some cards. I think I'm gonna pick card number 9. Oh, since they're 4 and 5 today, and I remember Danielle spoke about us doing 9 for the conference with those numbers in mind. Let's see, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right. I picked the Father of Baskets.
The father of what?
Father of Baskets.
Okay.
Baskets. Mm-hmm. Okay, now last time I did this, I had my pages already identified. Oh, I went right to it. Oh my goodness, page 77. That's a 14, that's a 5. All right. He's from the Family Court Cards, Father of Baskets. Oh. Traits are provider and support. Card description. A man stands under an arc in his garden, filling his basket with some of the flourishing harvest. The Father of Baskets has a skilled level of emotional intelligence and carries this awareness as he interacts with the world. He holds the key to the equilibrium between the heart and the head. This card in a reading is a reminder to hold firm to your boundaries and to voice your needs to protect your whole self. The Father of Baskets applies intellect, making wise decisions, not letting other people or circumstances distract him from his core values and morals. Remember, when you engage with others, you must practice peaceful navigation around their feelings and emotional triggers. In Yang, we're talking about stability, generosity, resourcefulness, trustworthiness. In Yin is manipulation, betrayal, hatred, and insecurity. Aligning is to commit to volunteer work. The Father of Baskets, today's card. Whew. I didn't even, when I took that pause, I was like, I didn't even realize that I said the word Father. Man, these days. All right, so if you're sitting or in your bed, let's see what we want to work on. I think that we should squeeze our core, our cervical neck. I think that's something that we can work on today, since we're talking about our bladders and holding on to things. So I want you all to just sit up straight. If you pull your shoulders back and lift your chest, that will give you a good alignment. And you'll notice that while you're sitting, you'll start to feel a burn in your abs, because this is work. Okay, so we're usually here, we're on our cell phones and our computers, but to pull that chest up, shoulders back, your shoulder blades should be engaged. You can even make them kiss if you want to. You can have them kiss, bring those shoulders, but sit up straight and tall. Okay. And what we're going to do is do diaphragmatic breathing, which is to inhale through your nostril and send that straight to fill your balloon, which is your belly. You're going to fill it up like a balloon. On the inhale through your nostrils, and then you're going to exhale and deflate, imagining the belly button touching the spine. As you do that, you're going to open up on the inhale, you're going to open up your core and push down into your root chakra. And on the exhale, when you're releasing the air, you want to tighten it back up and pull it back up behind the belly button. And that's how you keep your abs engaged when you're doing your exercise. Okay? So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Remember to do your best to keep that chest still. That's emotional breathing. That's what we do when we're upset and all of that. So we want to calm that. Fill that belly up like a balloon and exhale. Moving the core. Open and push down. And squeeze and pull up. Let's do a couple more of those. Put that all that air in that belly. Let it go as full as it can be. And you should already feel those abs burning just from that. Now, as we go along our day, I'm going to do a posture check so that we can remember to pull back and pull up. Okay? Pull back and pull up. All right, now we're going to take our chin to chest, just slightly. You want to do it enough to feel it, but you don't want to hurt yourself, okay? So you're just going to inhale. Take your head down. And then exhale back. And I want to switch that around. Let's go ahead and exhale here. We're going to inhale back. Chin to the sky. And then exhale down. Remember to move that core. Inhale, you're going to open up and push down. And then exhale to chin. You got three things happening. You're breathing, you're moving, and you're moving your innermost being self. Now we're going to inhale to the left, looking to the left, turn your chin to over your left shoulder or just before the left shoulder. Do what you can. Inhale and then exhale, turning to the right. Still moving that core. Pull up that chest. I already had to do a check on myself already. Now, as we do that now, when we turn and look the opposite way, so when we look to the left, we're going to take our fingers and in our collarbone, there's a dip in front of it. I want you to dig into that when you turn. So we're going to inhale to the right and just press in. You'll feel this pulling going on. I found out that this is a facelift, y'all. It's a facelift. And then switch and exhale again. Uh-oh. You're breathing through the chest. Focus back on your tummy. And release. And we're going to do the opposite side now. So we'll start with the right. We're going to inhale to the right. Press in. And exhale. Looking left. Fill your belly. Pure balloon. Move that core. and release. All right, let's do a little shoulder work where we hold that tension. So we're gonna, let's see, let's pull forward and back. So we're gonna pull the shoulders forward. And if you can, if you need to, you can just rotate the arms. That'll help do it too. But you're gonna use your energy to roll the shoulders forward and then roll them back. So you wanna exaggerate that chest. So it's like somebody pushing your chest in, bring those shoulders forward and then roll them back. Inhale and exhale. And do it enough so you can feel the difference. Like you can feel the stretch and feel it back and return. Back to center. And let's do another one, up and down shoulders alternating. So the right side is gonna come up and the left side down. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Keep the head still. And you wanna make sure this is the isolation. So it's the shoulders and whatever else, arm, a rotator cuff, up and down. Take that out. Okay, now we're gonna do some squeezes. So we're just gonna squeeze. You're gonna imagine in your yoni space, you want to think of, it depends on how you're sitting. So you wanna squeeze the front and then squeeze the back of your yoni, okay? So we think about it as a clock. If you wanna squeeze at 12 o'clock, imagine you're squeezing the front. Put the emphasis on the first, on the front part, which is, I guess it would be north. And then release and then squeeze more so focusing on the back, the rear, okay? So we're pretending like we got a four-way, we got north, south, east, and west. Inside of us, our core, our yoni. So squeeze the front, release, and squeeze the back. Just focus on the rear and the front. Front, release, and rear. Release, and front, release, and rear. Now think right and left. Focus on the side. Yeah, we got this places all in here. So we're looking at 3 and 9 now. Now I want you to focus on, let me see, 1 and 7. 1 and 7. So that's one side of the X. Come on now. 7, I know you thought about it, okay? 1, I had to think of the clock face first. 1 and 7, so that's a diagonal. All right, now let's go to 11 and 4. Just squeeze and release those zones. And now let's go to 2 and 8. And 10 and 5.
10 and 4.
10 and 4. 10 and 4.
No, is that? Yeah, minus, minus 6. Yeah.
Yeah, because 11 and 5 went together. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for correcting my squeeze space, Mom. I appreciate it. Now, let's see what else. There's another. Oh, let's do our internal. Now, you know, we've done in our exercises, I talked about, you know, you having the base. So that's place number 1 is your root area, right at the base, right where the opening starts. That's position 1. And then we're going to squeeze to position 2, which is up here behind the belly button. And then we're going to release and then put it between the belly button and the yoni. Okay. So that's 1 is the base, 2 is up at the belly button and 3 is in between the two, okay? So now we're going to squeeze the base, the root, release, then squeeze again, take it up to the belly button, release, and now back to the center, to 3 in between, and release. And take it up, squeeze, then drop it to 3, then drop it down at the base. Again, squeeze all the way up to 2, and down to 3. Now we're gonna pulse, just the base. Pulse, your opening, just pulse, 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 and release. Now we're gonna take it all the way up to 3. We're gonna take it up there and pulse there, pulse. Take it all the way, squeeze it, squeeze, 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 and release. And now we're gonna go midway and squeeze, 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 and release. And we're gonna go all the way up and all the way down. Pull it up, push it down, pull it up, push it down, push it up and down. And hold it, squeeze, tight, 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 tight. And release. All right. That's for all them words that we said. I was thinking maybe we need to put a quarter on it or something. And when we hear that word, put a quarter in your kitty. Everybody get a jar. Get your, you don't have to drink the wine if you don't drink wine, but get your wine jar and you can put your coins in the wine jar when you say that word. We can make a little kitty or something.
Yeah, we could probably start a pay for the whole conference next year. How about everybody put bring them bottles, bring them.
I might have to do that. If I hear somebody say the word, I'm like, give me a penny. I need a penny, a quarter, or something. I need pocket change. Give me a pocket change. Oh boy. Oh, now, don't forget to release the tension that we probably had in our back. So in your chair, we're gonna do just a little bit of wiggling, mama. Don't fuss at me right now, great grandma or grandma. So you're going to tuck. So you're going to tuck your pelvis and you're gonna release, okay? Tuck and release. You can do that in your chair. So a tuck is more like a scoop. You're gonna scoop and then you're gonna push it out. And you can even look back at it. So pull it in and look back at it as you release. And pull it in and look back at it and pull it in and look back at it and pull it in and look back at it.
Some of us don't have to look far. It's right there.
Look, I gotta go down my shoulders and around the bend. My back goes in. Yes. So yes. It's
okay,
good.
Mama Het.
Huh?
So
Yes.
I have a phrase, a pet word or phrase. It's a phrase that I desire for us to change that.
Okay.
So when we say, don't forget, it triggers me. Because the action word is what? Forget.
Don't. Oh,
No.
forget. Okay.
Forget is
Okay.
the word. So when we want to remind people and we're telling them what to do, we want to say, remember to.
Yeah.
Remember to. So when people say that to me, don't forget, I said, what do you want me to do?
Right.
Don't forget. What do you want me to do? Don't forget. And then I say, you want me to forget? No, don't forget. I said, no, you want me to remember.
Say what we want, not what we don't. And this is your lesson.
Erase, right.
That's the lesson from Course in Miracles. Remember you were reading it and you said, Mama Het, they got that word. I don't even see it no more.
That's what Omani said. She said she don't even see it.
Right.
She's been reading it so much.
Yes. Okay, so thank you for that reminder. Remember to. So yeah, we might have to put that other one in the kitty too. I think this will be fun. We have to have my change. I don't want to have my change out, but
you don't want to be ready for it.
Start that over. Let me start to receive the gifts if the gifts happen to come. Put
Yeah.
the okay. All right. So for those of you who just joined, we are interviewing our guests today, our special guests who are you all. So if you want questions or you can go with it and flow with it, I just want you to share your journey and talk about, maybe we'll do one and then go around and you'll do another. Because you know, when people respond, it usually helps you open up other doors that you may have forgotten. So maybe first we'll write down. I want you to write down all the things you've ever done that you've done. Maybe the things that you pretended, like I used to pretend to, I guess I was actually doing it too, but I would shampoo all my girlfriends and do their hair. So just jot down some of the gigs that you did as a child or things that you pretended to do, and then see if you can match them up and see how they are applicable in your professional life. Like you've done them and been paid for them, or you've done them, maybe to volunteer and help somebody with, and just see how many of those items. And go deep, go as deep as you can. So if you can't remember at first, let's jot down maybe things you pretended to do, and then things you've done that match that professionally. So just jot down a few. Okay, take a few more moments and I'll be right back. Freshen your tea, go to the restroom. Thank you all for your patience. So let's begin to look at things that we pretended to do and ended up, how did it get incorporated into your life? So just run off a few and then share how you're doing them professionally or using them for your life as you've gotten older and wiser. As Mama Evelyn, turn your mic off. Did you want to go, or someone want to go first? Ready? Anybody? Remember. Remember. Go ahead, Queen. You can turn your volume back on so we can hear you. How did we get on this? All right.
So this is so funny. I used to pretend I would put a towel around my head so I would have long hair. And what do? I put it in extensions and stuff now.
Okay.
So I ended up doing braiding and stuff, and adding hair. I used to wear wigs in my high school days. Right after that, I had a wall that had shelves. I would put those, shelves all around my room. And I had a wig stand, the head. I had them all around. I'd have a few hats, but I had short wig, long wig, blonde wig, red wig, everything all around.
You talking about these kind of shells?
Yeah. All Black people know how to put them shells up.
Right, you know how to put them up.
You better know your math and your measurements. You gonna use class today.
Then he got them all around.
Oh wait! Oh, God!
All the shells.
And then this was me outside on the porch. Don't mess with Bill. No. Don't mess with Bill. Leave my baby alone. So it's my singing.
Yes.
But it was a hairbrush.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That was my singing career right there.
So you had concerts. You was having concerts on the stage. The porch was love it.
And my being married, I would always, when I would meet a guy, I would check it out to see my last name, what my last name would be. So I'd write it. And if I didn't like it, I don't want that name. We can't get together because I don't want to be Mrs. Funk, No. It would have to flow, and then I would write it backwards because I'm left-handed. So when I learned how to write, they showed me how to make the A, going the other way. And then I would make the A the opposite way so that my hand would flow like a right-hander's. Then I was always teaching. I did not play house. I did not have babies and all that stuff. I was not that, right? So the dolls that I would have, because still you'd have people buy you dolls and stuff, And then my sisters and them, they would always be my students. I always had students. And then the other thing I forgot to put down is when we would come back, because I was I would direct the choir and stuff, and so when we would come home, we would all gather. There were 6 of us. My older brother was not part of that, because he was 3 years older. He was too old for that kind of stuff to be playing with us. but we would always come together and sing. And so, you know, we would go over the songs and stuff. So we was always singing together. And then, okay, don't tell nobody this. Okay. And so whoever listens to this later, do not tell nobody. But I never had breasts. I would stick socks up in my bra so that my breast would sit up. I did. I was, you know, oh no, y'all didn't.
I gotta ask you a question though, Sheila,
Yes.
Queen. So when you did that, now I didn't have the wisdom that you probably needed a bra to do it, because I would go somewhere and it would be down here. Because I didn't even have a bra on. I didn't know that you needed a bra on to hold that. So my stuff is down here. Look at
No, girl. And then you have to, you know, when it's gym time, I had to, you know, manipulate so they can't not see that I had the socks up under here, so that my breasts would sit up a little bit, because I was definitely my uncle used to say that I had what is the eggs that sunny side up, just, you know, flat kind of thing. I was so embarrassed and stuff. He said when I did my hair like yours, Danny, he would tell me, please put some big earrings on so we know you a girl. I'm like, golly, you know, because I was so flat. And then, oh, this one comes to me ever so often. Come up pretending I had a house coat. I don't know why somebody didn't say something to me, but I had this white furry house coat, long. Do you know that I wore that thing out like it was a fur coat one time?
it. No fur coat.
Nobody said, you fool, you ignorant, you. I sure did. I wore that thing out like it was a fur coat. I don't know. I don't know how I got away with that. Then I was always, you know, modeling and stuff like that. And you remember the paper dolls that you would cut out and then put in, and the little thing would flip over. Oh, I was way into that. And I was way into drawing fashion. Why I didn't go into fashion, I don't know, but I would draw all that, and I would always draw buildings, you know, and I'm always looking at buildings and stuff. And then always creating businesses. My uncle and I, we would see something, we sit there, and then, yeah, Uncle Jimmy, and then we could do this, and then we could hire, we could train them, but always training first. We train them, and while they're being trained, I still think the same way. While they're being trained, they can help seniors, and they can help people who can't do it themselves, and they don't have to pay much or nothing because they need the experience. So that's how we take care of a lot of people and stuff like that. So that's 7. Actually, I did 8 because I talked about the fur coat. I don't know, not why didn't somebody, well, I'm glad that they did. Maybe in their mind they was like,
that is so funny. I love it.
But I sure did wear that fur coat.
I love it.
That's enough for me. Oh, and then the other thing that I would do, no matter where I was, like a company or something like that, somebody had a birthday or a celebration, I would always sing to them. I would go into people's offices and sing. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I would always just sing to them. If it was a birthday, or like I might call one of y'all and just say, I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. Yeah. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. So I would always sing, just, yeah.
Mm,
That's
mm.
awesome. So you've been living this life since you was living this life,
There you
Yes.
go.
you
There
know.
you
Yeah.
go.
And I think there's a book. I think it's Max. Is his name Max Gladwell? He has a book called Outliers, and that book talks about how people, if children like to do certain things, the parents keep them on that path so that they will, go right into whatever it is that they want to do. So that was I believe
Easy.
book. Yeah,
Yes,
it's called
easy.
like people see what you're into, and they'll help keep that path going for you.
That's
So
that scripture. Train up a child train up a child as he should. Whatever. What is that scripture?
As you would have them go.
Not as you would. Is it
hold on.
as you
As
would
God
train up
would
a
have them
child?
go, or something like that.
Something like that, right? And they will not depart. And people think it's some, I don't know, they have different interpretations of that, but it is paying attention to what your child naturally does.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Proverbs 22:6.
Yeah, read it.
Uh-oh. Look, now I gotta put my glass. What is that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, they got let me see. Let me get King James Version. Is train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Mm-hmm. So I heard a minister talk about that, but it wasn't just a relationship with God. It was what is natural to them, because
Yeah.
it's easier to cultivate them if they're doing if you're working on what they love to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier than to force them to do something that they do not
No.
like. Like, I want you to be a doctor, so everything around you is going to be that. And where they may conform to it, it doesn't bring them the joy.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't bring them joy. So that scripture, as all scriptures, can be used in different
Yeah.
scenarios but yeah, my mom was good at that. My mom, yeah,
Mhm.
she was good at what you love to do and stuff. She would make sure, and we didn't have a lot of money and resources, but my mama, Mickey Mouse, that woman would have us going all over the place, traveling, a whole slew of 6 kids. She would make it happen.
What kind of car did you all have, Queen?
Oh
Did y'all have
my,
wagon?
I don't remember the kind, but we had this push button car. And I pushed the wrong button. So for drive, for park and all that, instead of, like that,
Or
you
to get
push the button, and I pushed the wrong button and ran into the drive, in California, we had a lot of garages. We didn't have basements, so we had garages. Ran smack into it. Yep, and a Volkswagen. Volkswagen was very popular in San Diego, California, back in the day.
the
Yeah.
bug. You had a bug.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. All 6 of us trying to get in that car.
And you fit too. And you
Yes,
fit.
we did. We were little. Yeah.
Where to go.
But I want to toast to Mom, because she would make it happen. She knew how to make it happen. Without selling out to anybody. Yep. She would make it happen.
I love it. I love it. I love this. That was such a great walk down memory lane. And I think I've had, so I'm going to call you a plastic surgeon. Well, an entertainer and a hair technician. We got so many names now. You want to, don't know it, and a teacher. So thank you for sharing.
Let me tell you this. I saw the Jerry curl when I was little. I didn't know what to do with what I saw, but I saw it. I saw the stuff going to head. I saw the curls and everything, but I didn't, I was too young to know what to do with it. And then when the Jerry curl came out, I recognized that that's what I saw when I was young.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
you were there when it was getting started. Because I remember one of my cousins, a distant cousin, they started the Good Fred oil, and they had a curl out too out there in California. I think they were the Good Fred oil. But I love, I like the way the Jerry curls look, but now let me tell you, I did not like going to a party and social and do slow dancing with the person with Jerry curls and I wear glasses. Okay. Or all, all, all of all of this.
Right.
If it was long, it's gonna be all down here. You
Mhm.
juice.
And then you would move your couch way far from the wall. So when someone came and sit down and they went like that, it was not going to be. Now it might be on your couch, but then you had to put stuff on the wait, hold on. Let me get a towel and sit it right here. Because they would not be sensitive. And I despised wearing bags on your head when you go out to go to the store or even other stuff, more where you should look nice and stuff. And here them doggone bags, the Jerry curl bag.
You can't take a shower because your shower bag is full of Jerry juice, and now
yes.
you can't take a shower because your bag.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Do you
Now
know that the Jerry
fine.
curl made more money than any chemical thing out there? Jerry curl was, because you always had to have it wet
Juicy.
or right, juicy, or
Oh my gosh.
it would dry up and
Yeah.
get brittle and break.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
I'm complete until something else comes up.
That was wild. That was wild. My time machine has been in a few different places. I love the journey today. Who would like to go next?
I don't want to go next, but I want to say something to Queen regarding the bathrobe she said she had on. I bet you was working. What was it? No, I bet you were working that bathrobe, so people thought it was a fur coat. That's why nobody said anything to you. They was like, all right, I bet you was pulling it off for sure.
I was, girl.
Here's the designer in you. The design. Yes.
I'll go. My daughter called, so that's what happened. I pretended to have lovers, not boyfriends, because I never thought of marriage or children or the picket fence, or that has never been a part of my thought process. I remember mud pies, pretending to cook. And you were talking about being a singer. Yep, in the bedroom with the record player. With whoa, what was her name? Young man, single and free.
Free to pain.
Experience prefer, but
Free to pain.
Yes.
Was that free to pain?
At her record, yes.
Pour some libations for her real quick, Frida. That was a bad mama jamma, honey.
Yes, had a record playing in my bedroom with whatever brush or comb, and yeah. I remember my friends and I would pretend to be what is it? Oh gosh, I'm forgetting the names of these groups. The girl group and they
Supremes, the Vandellas,
yeah, and we would pretend to be, those girls and have our routine. And because that later on segued into being in the Glee Club in high school, and then in the choir, the choir that went out to the other places to sing. I was a soprano.
Y'all hear this, right? You hear the story. You hear that Mama Evelyn can sing. Go ahead, Mama Evelyn. I'm with you. Go ahead. Okay.
I did have dolls. It was Barbie dolls, so it was the clothing. So I did pretend that she was married, because my mom would get my dad would buy her a new set of wedding rings every few years. And I would take her old wedding rings and make it into, put a veil on it. And, I would make their clothes and yeah.
I want a
Yeah.
crown. I want a crown, Mama Evelyn.
And then teacher. Yeah,
Okay.
I was all, leading, on how to do things. And when it comes to breast, I didn't have a problem. Third grade, I was a B cup. Yeah, I was out there already, So that's what I was thinking about when I pretended things. Yeah.
All right.
So,
So you didn't have to be a plastic surgeon. I had to be a plastic surgeon.
No. I was wearing mom's bra. She didn't even go get me a bra. I was wearing her bra.
Did she?
And she didn't tell me.
Did she know you were wearing her bra?
Yeah, I had to do something.
Okay, I didn't know if it was okay because it sounded like you were sneaking. When you said that, I thought you were sneaking to go.
No.
Okay.
Mom pretty much left me alone. Mom and dad left me alone to do what I wanted to do. If I did something that I wasn't supposed to do, I got a spanking. The switch, go out there and pick your own switch and get swept. But other than that, I was free to roam all of Honeyett on my bike, with my friends. When we moved down to Detroit, I said my mother took me. My mother escorted me to kindergarten. After that, I was on my own. She would point where the school was, point me in the right direction, and I would go and register myself.
So you were independent. You were an independent.
Yeah.
Mama Evelyn.
Yeah.
And I see that. I see all of that now. I love it. I love to watch and see the clothing that you wear, the colors you pick, and your hair. I love to see how you adorn yourself, and then how you adorn our artwork. So I see all of that creativity. Now wait a minute. Okay, what about earrings? When did you start? That journey, because you've come out with
the earrings.
Yeah.
Yeah. It started. It started with shrinky dink, shrink plastic.
Uh-huh.
That's what my earrings were made out of first. And I was putting the images of like Lena Horne and Diane Carroll. And I was putting images of our Black queens on there, that we knew. And some that we didn't really know anything about. And it got to be very expensive. I mean, the product to use was very expensive.
Okay.
And it was Mama Cynthia. I don't know if you know Mama Cynthia. She hangs out with Mama Shu. She's from New York. She's from New York. Okay. And she said, "You gotta put something on the back." I'm like, "On the back? Do something on the back?" She said, "Yeah, because the earrings, people want." I said, so that's when I started doing things on the back. And it used to be the eyes or some sort of adinkra symbols. I would draw it but it was very hard to get it. I had to draw it manually before I shrunk it because it was difficult to print it
After you, okay.
I hadn't gotten that into that yet. So, and then I said, so I had to find another material. So the material I make my earrings now is very lightweight. And also the string plastic would get, your oils, your body oils. If you sweat a lot or whatever, it would get dirty. And you could clean them, and you could use a little alcohol, but then they would get sticky. And I just,
You probably need alcohol. No, not alcohol. I'm thinking of fingernail polish remover. Never mind. But it was the alcohol.
Acetone. Yeah. So this is it's called Craft Tex, and it's a paper, but it's really durable and it's like a leather, and it's very hard to tear. It's very hard to tear. And you get it on a roll, and I cut them into 8.5 by 11 sheets, and that way I can get maybe 4 or 5 pair of earrings off a sheet
Yeah.
of crafting. That way I can have sayings on the front and the back, and it could be the same saying, or sometimes like this one is a different saying because they go together because of what it says. So the uniqueness in my jewelry, the earrings that Danielle had on yesterday, I started marbling leather, and I found this place that they sell bird toys. So it's just pieces of leather, because birds play with leather. So it had pieces of leather in different shapes, and you could buy a whole bunch of them. So those were circles that I cut in half, but I had marbled them first with shaving cream. You just put some shaving cream down, put your acrylics, swivel around some designs and lay it in there. And when you come up and swipe it off, you have these beautiful, you never know what you're going to get, when you take the shaving cream off, and it's really nice. I really like, I think I'm going to go back into that. I think I am, because I'll keep looking at her earrings. And now, because of my sayings, and I started collecting sayings, and then I said, well, what sayings on earrings? So I start playing around with that, and playing around with the printer, and say, oh, okay, well, let me then putting it on both sides, and then just it evolved. And so now you can get stainless steel. You've seen the stainless steel charms with the sayings on them, right? So there's a lady on Etsy. There's a lady on Etsy.
Oh yeah.
And she put my sayings on some charms. I got some, but this one says, side by side or miles apart, we are sisters. Glasses here. We are sisters connected by the heart. That's one that she already had, but I thought that was so nice. And she, is very reasonable. So I'm probably going to bring back out those leather earrings and put the sayings on there too. So, and get the message of love out there. My message, it can be love, it can be sassy, it can be witty, and it can be in your face like these are in your face.
Okay, so now you have to tell us, what are your earrings saying? And you say it's different from one to the other.
Yeah, and I actually bought these little swivel loops so that they would turn very easily. And but anyway, these say, test that assumption at your earliest convenience. On the back, in other words, fuck around and find out.
That's grown folks messages. I like that.
Yes.
You said it in your face.
I like that so much. I like that so much.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
And what does the other one say?
Say it again, Mama.
It says the same thing.
God,
these are just a pair.
It's
just a pair.
The front and back t-shirt.
Yes.
That's a front and back t-shirt. Mama Evelyn, say it again. Say it one more time. Say it again.
Okay. Test that assumption at your earliest convenience. In other words, fuck around and find out.
I love it. I love it.
And there's an artist, she's on YouTube, the Frugal Crafter. I don't know if you've ever seen her. And she, because I wanted to, because of these earrings, I don't want kids to walk up and be able to read them.
Yeah.
So I said, I got to make a packaging. So she was making these matchbook covers for her earrings just to have just matchbook. I said, So I made some winged matchbook covers. And so it says parental advisory. And so they sit up in the little box that I made so that, the parents can open them and read them, but kids can't open them and read them. So I said, I got to be, because, at RJ school, I couldn't have these earrings just hanging.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, I
sorry.
would be in.
Okay,
I
well
would-
then never mind what I said because I got cut off from saying that. So never mind.
What, the
Cancel that.
t-shirt? You talking about the t-shirt?
Yeah, cancel that. After I said that, my Zoom went click. Like you are censored. So no, we don't want that on a t-shirt.
You gotta choose where you wear it though. My girlfriend has a t-shirt. It has a stick man like this. He's, it's his head, his arms, and his legs are like this. And the word it.
Mm. Oh, got
Okay.
you. Yeah, got you.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, got you.
I don't know if I was looking right. He's doing like this to the eye.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody, this is a visual, and it's just a man with the word it. Now you can imagine what it
Yeah,
said.
yeah, you get that quickly. Mm-hmm.
That might need to be a t-shirt that you wear. We might have to have a little flap over it, and then you might do like this, let the wind
Right.
blow it.
Yeah, you know what I mean, girl.
Yeah, you wear that out to concerts.
Yeah,
You know,
my spirit was
outdoor
like,
outdoor
no,
concerts.
no to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wear things like that until you become a teacher or you working around children. You like, dang, I gotta act right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the ideas for my jewelry and stuff, they just, I get them from you guys. I get them from, you know, spirit just, oh, why don't you do this and that? That'd be God talking, and I just listen.
That's good.
I mean,
So,
can't even
so
keep
with this show, I am listening all the time. See,
Right.
not just in those special moments. Need to listen all the time. I'm learning to listen 24/7.
like if we had a bowl, it would be so full of spirits ideas. If we had a bowl, put everything in, just full all the time, overflowing all the time, and how to choose which one to use at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? This like when you're making your earrings, do you say, okay, I'm gonna put this on there, or do you create the earring and it's like, I want that. I want you to put this on me. Like, do you have a plan? And then the inner art piece said, no, I want blue. I don't want gold. Does that happen to you? Or do you pre-plan what you're going to do?
Oh no, I don't pre-plan.
Okay, so what's all?
Oh
Yeah, I love it.
no. You know what I love about another artist friend of mine? You should see her on Facebook, Allison Northfleet Berger. Yeah, her drawings would sell of her jewelry. She has one of a kind jewelry, and her drawing, she details it in drawing. And that's the way when she lived here, we did Festival of Trees for years. And Deborah would make the clothes, and it would just be just plain. It would be like a plain jacket with sleeves, and she would paint the woman on there. And that's why I love to paint on fabric now. But she would paint it on there, and she would draw it first. And then so yeah, I just sent her back about a year or so ago. I sent her, because I had her drawings of the clothing that she had create, the paintings on the drawing, well, the pictures that she had created, so I sent them back to her so she could have them in her, so what I was going to do with them. I wasn't going to do anything with them, but they were just really nice.
Yeah, she sounds like my friend Rosina Johnson. Rosina Johnson does the African Adornment series where she paints us, and I often interview her every time we do a show. I'm like, Rosina, where did you get the idea from for this drawing? Because she gives it a name. She picks what tribe or what tribe of people she's coming from, but she draws us. She has a form that she uses. I'm like, Rosina, you can make a coloring book with this. Because she draws it, it's just a black sketch of what she's going to do. And I'm like, this coloring book. I tell her all this, and my friends tell me, heck, you always give us work to do, but I can't help it. This just things coming to my mind. The doll said, let me be a coloring book. I'm just interpreting what they told me. I'm not. This is not me talking. I can't help it. But thank you so much. Just opened up a whole nother world. Okay, I think Danny, are you ready? Or Reverend Omani, which one of you are ready?
Before you start,
Oh, go ahead.
Mama Head, you want to tell our newcomers what we're doing?
Oh, forgive me. I got my little screen up. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So what we've done, and while you're waiting, what we're doing, we're going and get a little, if you might want to type or get a pen and some paper and just jot down the things that you pretended to do and that you may have taken on, or they evolved you, or they began your path to what you're doing now professionally. How many of us pretended to be on television? Because we can do a TV show all the time now. We got the Zoom. It's you know get to learn a whole new about yourself. You thought you knew your right and left until you have to turn this front facing camera on. I always thought I missed that class. I thought I skipped that day. I probably talked through it, but it was my dance teacher. She taught us facing us, not facing the mirror. So I got you say left, I'm going right. And when people are driving and they tell me to turn left, but they mean right, I don't know how I know. Every time I know which way we supposed to go. So, I was like, I think I skipped that day at school, but that was Miss Fuller that did that to me, and she messed me up in a good way. All right. So yeah, so just jot down any of the things. Pretended, imagine, just write down those things, and then just create your map on how you got to where you are today. Okay. So Danny, where you gonna go next?
I too, like Queen, used to gather the neighborhood kids on the porch because I was always inspired by teachers. And I loved those pointers. Remember those wooden pointers?
Ooh, yes,
And I
yes,
always wanted one of those wooden pointers so I could point to the board.
yes,
I just, I just, I just gotta have one of those.
right.
I got
Okay.
with the little bullet on the tip, the little bullet,
With the little rubber on the tip.
Right.
Yeah. And so I would gather them on the porch and I would teach them. And what happened is if they got the answers right, they moved up a step. So they so as they, got the answers right or whatever, till they all got to the top of the porch. So teaching was it, I read a lot. I read a lot and I always felt that I could read to other people. And then I would rub my mother's feet. And she would just say, "Ooh, child, that feels so good." And I know my little hands wasn't doing nothing, but she would just say, "Ooh, that feels so good." Who knew that one day I would be a massage therapist? I know I didn't. I didn't. Or how I fell into teaching. Literally fell into it till I became the superintendent of training for the whole water department. So I often marvel at those things that I used to do that were the precursor, as you said, Mama, to what in some aspects we do now. Mama Evelyn talked about making mud pies and cutting the grass to decorate the cake, cutting the grass up in little pieces to decorate the cake and sticking the little sticks in for candles. And I mean, really. And and now every time I go somewhere, they say, Danny's bringing the cake. She's gonna bake the cake. She's gonna bake the cake. Because my mom taught me how to cook. And so all of those little things, all of those things culminated into the umbrella known as Danny. And I never would have thought that I could, make a living,
Mm.
created a life for me and my daughter, and then retire when my grandson marvels at the fact that I don't have to go out and do nothing and I still get a check. It just tickles him. It just tickles him that you can just not have to do anything. I say, I don't have to do anything now. I said, but for 36 years, I had to do something
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get to that point. So
And you
it is, uh, it is. I do. I have often marveled and looked back at what I used to do and to what I do now. And even when I became a massage therapist, I was just talking and I was just saying, and I'm going to be the massage therapist to the stars. I'm just talking. I'm just talking until I got my first phone call. And then I got my second phone call. And then I began to meet people who said, so and so is in town. They went, can you go down to the Athenaeum? Can you go over to the da da da? Can you go over to? And so that let me know that the power of the spoken word,
Mhm.
the power of the spoken word with so be mindful because I was just tossing some stuff out there, you know, just tossing it out there. And the power of the spoken word that God can create a set of circumstances that can partner with your soul's desire that you may not have really um, fully actualized in your mind, but make it come forth. And when you begin to get these calls, you'll be like, well, hell, I said that. I was just kidding, but I said that.
Mhm.
So it's just the mindfulness and how we speak and how we talk. Thank God I said that with a clear intent,
Yeah.
not to,
Yeah.
not to hurt or harm. Because you can say something to hurt or harm, and that can come to pass as well. So, yeah. Thank you for the stroll down memory lane.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Did, did you have some Mary Jane shoes with the little strap across? Did you have that?
Oh my God, Mary Jane shoes, the lace socks that turn down, the lace on the back of, and even when we think about evolving fashion, um, how what we used to wear and how we used to wear it. I swore that I would never buy my daughter the panties with the lace on the back
Uh-huh.
because my mama loved that. And I would sit in church and I would be just itching and scratching. And she was like, be still. I said, well, my butt itch. I can't, that lace. So I
Fred.
swore if I ever had a little girl, I would never do that to her, ever. And I never did. I
Yes.
never bought that. And as pretty as all that lace was in the back and sitting on all of that lace, oh my God, it was horrendous. Okay. But and then that too was a precursor because I'm allergic to nylon. So when
Oh,
I used to wear pantyhose, I could
oh,
only keep them on for such a short time. There are a number of truck drivers that have probably seen me trying to come out of them pantyhose, driving down the freeway, trying to lift up my dress and pull those things down so I could just get them off. And so it got to the point where I said to myself, why do you keep wearing them? I said, I mean, the things that we do, really, I mean,
Yeah.
I said, why do you keep wearing them, putting yourself in misery? Okay.
on
Because
purpose.
somebody said you're not completely dressed unless you have on this or you have on that or whatever it is. And so one day I said, fuck them. I don't care who they are. I don't care what they huh.
Fuck around and find
Fuck
out I'm
around and find out, right? I
See?
Okay.
Totally, but not really.
So,
Leave it alone.
and then that led me to believe that I don't have to do what everybody else does, especially when it doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't had on a pair of pantyhose or hose, period. Now I will wear knee highs if I have to, have on a dress that's long enough or whatever it is. I'll put on a pair of knee highs, okay? And those don't bother me. But I haven't had a pair of pantyhose on in almost 25 years.
Yeah.
What's
Almost
that?
25 years.
What's pantyhose?
I know, right?
Oh my
I know. People like, what is that now? Yeah, but
I think it was
do they still sell them? Because I haven't shopped for them, so I don't even
God.
know if they still sell them. Okay,
Hell
I
no.
know people are going bare legged and they're doing the glow on their legs to show that they have some, they ain't ashy and dry, whatever. But I could no longer do it.
Oh
I
It
my
think
might
it
be more
was
than 25 years.
it was Michelle Obama who finally broke it on that level that she
Mhm.
would not wear any stockings.
Any stockings, yeah.
And you know how to press and stuff with
Mm-hmm.
how they're supposed to dress, and she just said,
Yes.
you
No.
don't have no stockings on.
No.
She
No.
popped her legs up there.
I know, that's
Mhm.
right. No, you just cannot. And so then they developed the little nylon footies that you can slide into your shoe so that your feet won't be sweating inside your shoe. They begin to accommodate the fact that women were choosing no longer to wear. And now even I used to wear the pantyhose for the foundation, the pour top for the foundation because I didn't like girdles. Y'all
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about.
oh my God. Oh my
We
God.
used to wear those, yeah. And so I wore the pantyhose for the foundation, but then they started making the uh the body shapers and
Ooh,
one thing and another. So I
Body shapers and new girdles.
huh?
look, they
Yeah,
fasten
Body
up.
shape. Body
yeah. Now
body shapers, the new girdles.
they're the new girdles, but they've made them more user friendly than the girdle because that dang girdle it took about six jumps to get up
Yeah.
and
And I,
oh, Lord, have mercy. And then I was this big, but you grew up because the women said you needed to go out with foundation on.
look, I'm
And
uncomfortable.
so
Need to be uncomfortable.
I know. And so I just, and then by the time at the end of the day they cut into your meat and I mean the hell we put ourselves through for the sake of somebody and something else. Oh, if I could have all of those hours back, Lord have mercy. Oh, so
Still in my
yeah,
meeting.
I am complete.
Get him out of here.
There, some
Mhm.
the girdle. When I think about, I don't know why I was wearing them. I was like, you ain't got nothing to even wear a girdle for. I think
That's
I
what
didn't.
I'm saying. We did.
But I didn't start wearing fitted clothes until I got 35, 40 years old. But girdles would give you gas. And you're going to have a too. Because it's all holding everything in. With them
But we did it.
15, with them 15 hooking
Those
eyes.
stays, those hooking eyes and those stays, those metal stays. Girl, stop.
Oh,
Mhm.
my skin is crawling.
We are just one generation from that. One generation. I mean, that's nothing that, happened in the olden days. We just one generation. Our mothers did that. My mothers wore, those bras with the metal stays
Oh,
and the girl, stop. And the hooks that
all hurts. It hurts.
Mhm.
And for some reason, I listen. I think a man came up with all of that. I think a man developed
We
a slip.
did.
I think a
Yeah.
man fellas, the stockings and the girdles to get on our nerves. And
Yeah.
we
Now let me say something. Now, I do love a good skirt. I do. I mean, I do love a good slip. I love a
gotta be
pretty.
cheap.
I love a pretty slip under a flowy skirt. I do.
Yes.
I do. That feel of just this. I know that I got a pretty slip on underneath that. I just love it. Now, I I don't know where you even buy a slip nowadays. There you go.
Oh my God.
I used to sell, I used to sell these when we, when they, whatever, I can't remember the name of that business, but
But
oh
that
my
was,
God.
that's a sex toy right there. That's a sex toy.
That's the
Yes.
lip.
That one-
Oh my.
And we sold these babies, and everybody was coming there at the salon. Everybody coming in and walking up straight. And
Uh-huh.
it,
Yeah.
it did
It
help your
did.
posture, though.
Help your
It did do
posture.
that
Yeah.
because you couldn't bend.
No.
You,
Hey, what about back in the day, the corsets? You would see one woman have her foot in the other lady's back and pulling them straight.
Pulling the shit. Yep.
look at
Pulling
this.
them.
I think this
Yeah.
has about 100.
I was
100
gonna ask
snaps.
you how many hooking eyes you got up there. How many?
Oh my God. Well,
Okay,
at
we
least
can
that was
guess
the
how
front.
many it is.
Is that the front of it, Queen? Is that the front?
Yeah, yep,
Yes.
yep.
Yeah, at least you could hook it up yourself. But if
In
all
the-
of that was in the back,
Yes, yeah,
you
right.
had, or if your mama, she had to start hooking in the front and then try to twist the bra around.
Around, right.
Twist the
Right.
bra around. Child, please.
But then you know what we would have the women, okay, well, lay down, and let me, and now push.
That's like those.
Okay, child.
That's like those stick-on bras. You know, the BC cups don't have no problem. My brother's wife, she did the dress. We couldn't wear a bra. So we had the stick-on bra. I had to lay down and hold up. I needed two people to help me hold it so we could, because you got a position and then you got to attempt to lay the stuff on before the breast fall over to the side.
Oh,
So it's supposed to sit like this, like that.
No.
If we gotta be doing all them exercises,
I know men created this stuff.
Yeah, because
Why would a
they
woman
like
put
the
us through-
aesthetics. Because they love the aesthetics. They love
Yes.
they love how it looks. They don't have to wear it, but
Right.
they don't care how uncomfortable it might be, but
And we
because
so stupid.
they love the visual of it. Yeah.
And we so stupid that we
Yeah. And then let me ask you a question. Does it have a pee hole in that one?
please. Because then you're gonna have to take that.
Let's go back to where they had all of that and they didn't have the little slit at the bottom where you had to take all that shit off.
Is there a crotch or no?
Is there a crotch hole?
no, but
No.
they have
Is that
at the bottom.
Oh, hell no.
At the bottom, you can unsnap right there.
Okay, that might, at least it can unsnap. But let me tell you something. You had to take that whole thing off. You had to pray that you didn't have to use the bathroom the whole time while you were out looking absolutely drop dead gorgeous.
Right.
You had to pray, because if you had to go in the bathroom, you couldn't wait to go to the bathroom, number one.
Right.
Because it's going to take you 10 minutes to have to take off your clothes so that you could take off no.
And you gotta go with a friend because you're gonna need some help.
Because you're gonna need some help.
They couldn't do it now because these bathroom stalls are so small.
I know.
But
Hey,
you can't even have
I can't turn around.
You turn around.
Your cold and stuff don't go in the toilet.
Y'all, my stomach hurt. I'm laughing so hard. We're gonna have a night. We're gonna
And then now wait a minute. I don't know who this is. Oh, stop calling me. Anyway, where is that? Okay.
we talking about the bathroom.
Okay, ladies, I take stuff in the bathroom to wipe the seat off. If they have the seat covers, that's fine, because I'm going to sit. But that squatting My mom could squat and pee straight. Me can't.
Mm-mm.
So if you had to take that stuff off in the bathroom where women didn't sit on the toilet and they got on the floor.
Mm-mm.
You need a pull up.
Your clothes is hitting the top of the toilet. No.
Yes.
No, I pass.
Woo.
You can miss me with
You
all
just
of
had to
that.
go in the handicap one. That's where you had to run. You had to go in the
Okay.
handicap stall.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
we
still
gotta
go in the
get
handicap stall.
we gotta get
Me
Reverend
too.
Lonnie before, because we're almost like a
Yeah,
quarter till.
Okay.
okay. Come on, Reverend O'Malley.
I know, because I know she was a mess. I know
We
she.
got you
Okay,
laughing.
Oh my goodness, this has been some
hard. Oh my God, I'm laughing so hard. Oh my God, that's so good. Um,
Whew, okay.
so what, like childhood, just one thing, when you asked that question, when I thought about it, one thing that my mom demanded, I was the only girl, but she demanded it of all of us, that you stay a kid. If you 7, be all the 7 if you could be. If you 8, you be all the 8. You don't be 8 trying to be 10. You know what I mean? Stay in your lane of whatever your age is. So my mom insisted on that. And she had you do things that were age appropriate for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, however, who my parents were, we could do whatever we wanted to do. You want to play? You want to play the violin? Okay, we'll get your violin. Okay, so my mom kept us busy. So that's something that has carried over into adult life. I'm never, like when people say I'm bored, I am never bored,
Mm-hmm.
Me
ever.
either.
There's always been something for me to do. My mom kept me busy, so that's like in my mode of living. Do something. I'm never, when people say I'm bored, I go, what? How could you possibly be bored? There's a whole world out here. Could that be possible? Right. So I've never had that.
Right.
But when, because I was able, my parents gave me the autonomy to do whatever I wanted to do. I tried a lot of things, but I decided I didn't want that. I played house a lot. I decided I didn't want house. I didn't want to play house.
Mm-hmm.
So I never got married and kids and stuff because I ain't trying to play house. That was like, I played doctor a lot. Right. I played doctor a lot. And at one point I thought I wanted to be a nurse, and I would always fix my brother's band-aids or whatever they needed until my brother got bust his eye open and blood was everywhere. I was like, okay, can't fix this. Don't want to be
You
a doctor.
quit. You quit. You quit.
I think my childhood growing up was a combination of what I'm not gonna do.
Okay.
I'm not do. I'll try to. Nope, not doing that. Not doing that. But
Lord.
one thing that really stuck, my mother used to always call me Chatty Cathy. Chatty Cathy, could you just stop talking for a little while? Chatty Cathy stuck because I still talk a lot. Right. So yeah. So like when my mom used to always say I had healing hands, but until one time I was braiding somebody's hair because I had a gift for braiding hair, but I braided somebody's hair who was really, really negative, and that went all up in my hands and arms. I was like, oh hell no, because when you would open up people's crown chakra, if they negative, that crown chakra, you open it up, that energy coming out on you. So then that's when I started doing consultations.
Okay.
No, I would have to talk to you, see you, and see if the vibe was good. Because if that vibe wasn't good, I just couldn't do you. Sorry. I would come up with some excuse. Right. So yeah, so some of the stuff you guys talked about was filled because me and my girls, we had us a singing group too. We was the Marvelettes, the Supremes, we was all them girls.
Mm-hmm.
Was down with all the routines.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, we would even be the Temptations. Hell, we liked them.
Come on.
So we did our temptation walk and spin around. Um uh so yeah, that whole thing of really growing up, because my parents allowed me to do a lot of things, it wasn't until my 20s, even later than that, that I realized I was a jack of all trades, a master of none.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would try it. Oh, okay, I got that. What else is it? Okay, let me try that. Okay, I got that. And I would keep going until I heard a teacher say that in life, you got to have one thing that you're so good at. when that subject comes up, your name is with it as an expert in this area. So that's when I really, really started honing in on what is my expertise. So how did I get to what my expertise was? I was just saying, I started off with writing down everything that I love to do. So talking was one of the things I love to do. Talk to people, kick it with people, new ideas. I always love that. And it's like, well, can I make money doing that? And one day, I was looking at something and I saw you could get a degree in communication. I was like, what? So I was like, okay. And then I love to do projects, but I don't like stuff that don't never end. You just be the same thing over and over and over. I can't do them kind of jobs. I got to have a job that's got a beginning, a middle, and an end.
There you go.
Okay, now next, beginning, middle, and end. Next. So when I saw public relations where you did projects, I was like, oh, okay, that's it. I can talk and I can do what I love. I love to do projects where I create something from the beginning, the middle, and the end, and it's successful. So that's how I got to where I am now.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it was just like that. And being the only girl too, because that was rough. Because a lot of times I got shut down as a girl. My brothers were very protective. And then when I tried to get in there with them to be the boss of them, they'd be like, you don't know, you're just a girl. So I'd be like, oh, excuse me. Right. So I had to do a lot of work to unravel. I'm just a girl. Right. So I had to do a lot. And I was somebody who loved to read. I've always been a night owl, which I am a night owl today. Now I'm just calling it chronic insomnia. But I've always been a night owl. And I love, love, love to read. Love to read.
Did you do the flashlight under the sheets when you spoke, or did your mom give you?
I did. I was just about, I did. Because my mom would, you had to go to bed a certain time and I still want to read. So it was always a fight. And then one day my brother said, here, just take this flashlight and get under the covers. And when you hear it coming, just flick out the light. So that became so good that I was out slicking my mother, because my mother was a Pisces and you didn't out slick her much. But even one day she's like, you think I don't know you reading under them covers? So I was like, damn. Because my mama was Pisces. I had a dream about you last night. You had a dream about yeah, I saw you reading under the covers. That's what my mother was. Right. But I love to read and I love to stay. My mother would have to beat me to bed and she'd have to beat me to wake up. And it's still like that today. Cause I used to say when I first got on this call, I don't get on no call at 8 o'clock in the morning. What's y'all? Cause everybody know don't call me before 10. I got an attitude if you try to call. Like now, if they call me before 10, they go, you up?
Yeah. But
they checking in with me first to make sure I'm up.
Reverend on my say I have to beat you to bed and peel you off the sheets in the morning. Peel you off the sheets.
But so how my mother was, she didn't have to peel me because my mother was like this. Gwen, get up. I wouldn't move. She put a little more bass in her voice. Gwen, get up. Still wouldn't move. Gwen, get up now. Still wouldn't move. But my mom walked really heavy. When I heard them feet go, dum, 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 then I jump out the bed. But I have to hear them feet first.
Off on your face. I'm like, oh my God. Who them Pisces parents? Boy,
yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. So my mom figured out, I didn't figure out, I was the opposite. My mom told me to go left, I went right. So once she saw I was like that, if she wanted me to go right, she just told me to go left. And she knew I would go right. So, and she knew that about me. But I didn't know until I got to college and took psychology. And I called and I read about reverse psychology. I came home and I said, oh, so you've been duping me all this time. That's how she got me to do what she wanted me to do. Just told me to do the opposite. When I told her that, my mom laughed so loud. And so that was the funniest thing to her that I finally figured out by the time I was 21, that she had been duping me my whole damn life. That she thought that was the funniest thing. And
she figured it out.
Wow. Wow.
And that was one of the things about my mom too. My mom was a girly girl. She was one of them ladies that had the vanity. with all her perfume and her makeup. She had that vanity, and every day she sat down and got cute for my daddy every day.
Did she have her girdle on?
Oh, girl, yeah, all the foundations. My mother was a matchy. She went to church every Sunday. She had her church clothes ready on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
She had the hat, the gloves, the purse, the shoes to match, and the pantyhose. Where you
Honey, them
going with them
Pisces and
pantyhose?
same person. Them Pisces.
Girl, my
shoes
mom,
are
yeah, my mom was matchy.
like,
And it was a big contention with us because I didn't like dressing up. I wanted to be more like the boys. They just throw on a little something and go.
so
And it wasn't all that. But so it was a big contention with my mom because especially when I was young, she wanted to put on all them petticoats and socks with the lace. She come back petticoat, toe, socks, the lace off the socks. I just did your hair. Where your barrettes? Anybody else have a whole jar of barrettes?
Mm-hmm.
Barrettes for days.
No.
Barrettes for days. Where your barrettes?
oh
Right?
God.
What about where the other one too was the hairstyles that you hated, but your mom loved to see you in the hair. You look so cute. But I used to hate some of them hairstyles. And my
The
mother
tip
loved
on
them.
the side, the
So,
one in the middle,
Mm.
on the side.
Yeah, but when I was talking about hair being long, so we braided hair. And
yeah,
so
my mother
we
used
would
to have it
put-
after the back. So I was like, why my ponytails is crooked? It would make you look like my ponytails was crooked.
Mhm.
I used to hate that hair. And then the one when she would roll up my bangs, so she would braid it at the end and then tuck it under. Give me some
Yes.
bangs. I used to hate that one. So, but I think that's why. That's why. I think that's why at some point the other thing was my parents did not want me. I loved art. I'm a Libra. I loved art. And my mother would always be, you ain't gonna make no money being no artist. You gotta do something to make you some money. However, when I started braiding hair, I remember once my mom just came over and sat down all day with me while I braided hair. And she was like, well, damn, you finally got your art, didn't you? Because that's what art braiding was for me. It was like an art.
Right.
If you knew how to part that hair and braid it a particular way, you had a piece of art. And that's how I got a lot of my clients. I would do their hair. They would come in, okay, I could do that. Didn't know how to do nothing, but I just kept doing it.
Mhm.
And people would go out, that's a
Oh no. Oh no.
that
Oh,
friend would call it good. And people would come to me and like, what kind of style you want? I saw this girl, she told me it's called the Adila Do. Well, that was her damn name. So, so that's how I got a lot of clients, just by knowing how to braid hair. Because I was braiding in the beginning of braiding, but Sheila was already out there. She was already pro when I started. But when braiding started to get really, really popular, I was right in there with that conversation. So that's
But
how I
how
did
about
what I did.
did you ladies ever, well, the older ladies, we would put clothespins on the end of our braids. I mean, like clothespins
Uh-huh.
in Kansas City, we would put them on the end so that when we shook, it wasn't beads, it was clothespins.
Wow.
Yes.
this is
Yeah.
for you
No.
No,
young ladies.
no, my mom, wait, hold on. My mama's name was Elizabeth. You wasn't walking around with no clothespin in your head. Her name was Elizabeth.
Oh,
Don't
she
play.
got one too, right? Because then they started making colors, so we can be.
Yep. 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 Got it. Danny got the
Oh, wow.
I
Yep.
love clothespins. I have a fetish.
If you say something, Danny's going to pick it out of the room. She got
I
her.
know it.
She got her hand up. She got her hand up.
You're right. You're
I
right.
just-
You're right.
I just had to say the other element that had to be for me is I had to have fun. If it wasn't fun, I didn't want to do it.
But yeah.
So, if teaching is fun, as long as it's fun, I'm doing it. When it ceased to be fun, I stopped doing it.
Up the door.
Yeah, the element of
Danny,
fun.
That's so deep, Danny, because I got that one too. Mine is the
Mhm.
element of play. I have to feel like I'm
Yes,
playing. And so when
absolutely.
people see me teaching and stuff, I'm playing, but I'm
Yes,
serious. So they actually think that they could get up there and do it, but they don't know that's a craft that you hone in from the very beginning. So
That's
I'm
it.
very
Yeah.
playful, and so that's why when I became a minister, Holy Spirit said, stop dyeing your hair. I was like, huh?
ain't no way I'm stopped dyeing my hair. But then my hair stopped dyeing. I could put the dye in there and it wouldn't take. But later on, no, my hair would not take dye at all, period. And I was like, fine, And when I looked at all the women, okay, y'all, all of us ain't red, blonde, auburn, all of us, that's not our color, right? So then I went, okay, but Holy Spirit was like, I had to have the white hair because people could get that I am mature because I'm silly and I'm playful.
Right.
So I had to have the gray hair to balance off because otherwise they wouldn't think I was for real. So I got that 2-piece, Danny, the piece about being playful.
Playful and fun. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So Queen Aduna, you want us to hug ourselves now?
No, I was hugging
No, Lakeisha was hugging her baby.
her baby, and I was hugging him because I talked to him. He is going to film us at the Elizabeth.
Oh,
He's going to do our filming, and yeah. So I had told him the last time that I saw her hug him, I said I was back there hugging too. So I was hugging him with her.
He's supposed to come and say hi to us. He know he need to come say hi to the harem. Hello. You better check in, honey.
I see we have Dr. Shiva is here.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, we were just going over our lives. Yes. Hi.
Hi.
So our exercise today was to write down some of the things, as much as you can, of the ideas and things that you pretended to do when you were a little person, and how they matriculate to your life as you're living it now. So I want you to still do that exercise if you can, and just revisit and see how you got to where you are from where you came from.
Can you pop on so we can see who you are? And Lolly, you want to give us a wave, and then we're gonna
Okay.
You've never been on before, have you, Dr. Shiva?
No, I have not.
Oh yeah, well, we have to see your face, girl, or your arm or something. Hey, Lolly.
hey, Lolly.
I want you all to know that last night, remember I was telling you about what was going on. Oh, look at her. Oh, wait, we got a character here.
Yeah.
We got character, right? Characters are welcome, right?
Yeah,
Welcome.
I love that. I love Dr. Billion's last name. No, Dr. Billion.
Yes.
Come on.
All right.
Yes.
bringing the
Yes.
billion home. I appreciate it.
That's please.
There we go. We know what she used to play when she was little, hide and go seek. But I wanted to tell you all right, girl, look at money, billions. I was telling you all last night that was there that
I know.
I've had many sleepless nights.
Dr. Billions. I love that.
Many sleepless nights, but after the meeting last night, I slept like a baby. So I want to thank you all for the strategies that we created and breaking stuff down into little pieces, and everybody being involved. And I slept like a baby last night.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Can
all
I
it off of me.
ask Dr. Billions, she sell natural products? I just wanted to ask her that. Do you sell natural products?
Do you sell natural products?
Yes, that I make myself.
Oh yeah, I saw you at what's her name? The Goddess Herbs with Tashima, Mashi Rose.
Yes, you did see me there with Tashima.
Yes, I did. I'm like, that because when you said billion, see, that stuck with me. I'm like, I know her. So yeah, good to see you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Part of
Thank
you.
you for coming in. For real.
Yeah.
Please join us again.
Yeah. So, yeah, so thank you all. And I started a new show last night. And I'm gonna tell you, it was superb. It was my husband. They talked about it's called Urban Progressive Music Talk Show. And the keyboard player with Straight Ahead, the female group, the keyboard player is his co-host.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
Mama Het, we talked about this. I created this 20 years ago. So, yeah, blah, 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 blah. I couldn't get him to, couldn't get him. So I just went on and I just created it, set it up, called her, said blah, blah, blah. She said, yeah. And last night we did it, and it was the information, the history, because all of them, they've been doing music like 30 something years, or since they were 12 years old and a kid. And them talking about that, and they, all the different masters, Miles Davis, they was bringing all those names and talking about the Detroit music scene, the art scene. Oh my God, it was so good. It was so good. I was so proud. I stepped out. I was the tech person. Every so often I'd have to stop and say, hold on, we need to get this together, or, and it was just wonderful. I was so glad. I was so glad.
This after the meeting or before the meeting?
It was at 10 o'clock last night.
What? A late night. Come on now.
Yeah, musician time.
Oh,
So, yeah, every Tuesday now is 10 to midnight, and it was live on Facebook. And it was, of course, I recorded it. And that one show, they could get sponsorship from that one show. It was diamonds of information, because my husband can talk about, and he knows, you put a band up and he said, that's so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. Now he might not can remember who he met, the musicians and stuff. He remembers, but he remembers their music.
That's what ruined the birthday. You don't remember your birthday, that chart.
Yeah. And Alina, and Alina representing the women.
Queen and Donnie.
Oh my God, it
Oh my
was.
God, stop it.
Yes. Somebody called my name.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Queen and Donnie, could you hook up so you could tell Dr. Billion about the Elizabeth show? She'd be a great person to attend.
Oh yeah, awesome. So on April May the 12th and 13th, next month, we are having our 5th annual Elizabeth Visionary Conference. Now, Elizabeths are people who are pregnant with visions and dreams based on the story of Mary when she got pregnant, and the angel told her, oh yeah, sidebar. Your cousin Elizabeth is also pregnant with a miracle. So, and her baby leap, who was John the Baptist. And when that happens, there were 20 principles that Dr. Miles Monroe from the Bahamas shared with us about that. It was the same process that we would go through with our visions and dreams, exactly the same, not something light, but these are the steps and the principles. And so the Elizabeth and they're male and female, but I'm directed to concentrate on the female energy of that, although there are things that we will do with men as well. So on the 12th and the 13th, we will be having our it's the 5th annual, but it's actually 30 years old. That's when I became pregnant with with it. And it has had its first baby, which is what you're on right now, the Grand Rising Elizabeth. So we are being birthed, we are rising forth, we are rising up out of the ashes. And there's our cup. that we have. So you are so welcome as a vendor. We still have some spots as a vendor, or you can just participate. If you go to ElizabethVisionaryConference.org, you'll hear all about it. And who invited you, dear?
Lakeisha invited me, and yes, I would. How much is it to be a vendor?
A vendor is $150 for 2 days, and $75 for 1 day. And then we have some great
Okay.
ways that we're promoting. We're not just having you as a vendor so to bring extra money to the conference. We have a whole promotion package that is for the vendors so that you can have, we all work together to promote the event and to make sure that it is everything that it can be, everything. So we have entertainment and the speakers.
As the vendor, do you let people come in? Oh, I'm sorry.
Go
No,
ahead.
Oh, I was asking, do you let like if I could find somebody to go in with me, or how many tables and stuff can I bring?
One.
One table. Okay.
And then,
How
you know,
Just in case.
but if it's like the L, you know, you have one in front of you and one on the side. Yeah, we can do that. And you want to talk to Mama Evelyn, which is right here with the beautiful gray hair waving at you. She just makes sure that we're not duplicating. And so you want to talk to her.
Okay.
And then you get these free passes that you can, you know, if they didn't want to come to the conference, then you still want to have people to come and go to the vendor, the marketplace, so that, and they don't have to pay to come to the conference.
Okay.
they'd have access to the vending space, but not the meat. Do Sheila, is there like a standard for what size table it could be? 4 by 6, 4
It
by
should be 6 feet.
6 feet. Okay.
You
All
probably
right. So do I give my number to Evelyn?
no, you call Evelyn.
Oh,
Evelyn?
I don't have her number.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah, 313.
Are you able to write down?
Wait a minute.
Oh, you have locks. Yay.
313.
401.
Okay. 401.
1094.
1094.
Yes.
Okay, say that number again, please.
313 401 1094. Get out of the room.
And there, Dr. Shiva, there will be a TV down there because we will be Zooming. And so you'll see what's going on upstairs as well.
Oh, so the vendors is downstairs while the conference is up.
Yes.
And we have the breaks.
Well, would it be okay if I brought my daughter with me so she can help watch the table with me?
Yes, baby. Yes. Absolutely. I think everybody should have at least one partner.
Yeah.
So you can walk away and stuff.
I wanted to apologize to Dr. Shiva. I forgot to tell you about the vendor part. We was talking about so much last night. I forgot to tell you about the vendor piece. So I apologize.
Yeah, we were talking about so much. I was so excited that I couldn't even go to sleep. I'm like, woo.
But it's really a divine connection because I remembered you. I was my table. I was selling bracelets, and my table was right next to yours. That's why I remember you. Y'all neighbors.
I know, right? So,
And plus,
yeah.
I got some products from you that day.
Mm.
Mhm.
You know what's so amazing about vending is that you walk into a space and it's totally empty, and we come in there and create a whole village.
Yeah.
Buildings and condos and lofts, and I'm like, and then we become family because I'm gonna tell you, Juanita's event, because of the Elizabeths, and then we connected with now Juanita and did her event. We've been together every time we go somewhere, we're all there.
Mhm.
I mean, not everybody, but somebody is always
Yeah,
there.
you're going to interact with somebody and a new one that you hadn't seen
Right.
physically before.
And I have on my face game blue. Which one is it? This is bossy blue today. So
Mhm.
that's what,
Mhm.
yeah.
All right.
Wow.
It's
Good.
time to move on with our day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I am going to see the space that the this brother has. He's done some filming. He was going to do the filming, but the cost was out of our range for right now. I'm going to tell you, sisters, I'm going to throw this out here real quick. I can't go into it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I keep telling you this, Pam, say you already said it twice. I'm going to tell you one more time, and I'm going to go a little bit more into it Friday.
Okay.
World financially is changing.
Yes.
You could be at the shit end of it, or you can be at the glory end of it. Okay. Because, and all I want to say is buy you some dinar, buy you some dong. Those are the big dogs. The film is the mighty, that's for humanitarian, if you want to do humanitarian, but you got to learn a lot on that. If you can't do nothing, I mean, a dong, you can get a dong for like $40 or something like that. You can get a $50 million dong and things like that. If you can't get but one, skip a meal and buy that doggone thing, because this thing is going down, whether you're ready or not. The Jasara is real. When you hear things like, that the Social Security is going to be increased and all that, that's all part of this package. And people are going to be living longer because the healing is going to do that thing about 1,000 years. It's here. It's here. So I don't know, maybe all of us are Jesus, whatever. When Jesus come, 1,000 years of peace. So it's all, when evil is going, it's kicking up like, and so everything, there's all these lies and confusion that is going on out here. But I'm telling you, peace is coming, and you can be, and everybody will be okay. Everybody will be okay. But there are some of us will be in a position, because we took advantage of it, that we are able to help. And if we as a people, a Black people, and all the others, the land for the Indians, that was how it started. No, it actually started from the people who grow the food, farmers.
Okay.
And then it just began to spread. So over 200 countries are changing
Already.
In some countries, they don't even want our money anymore. And then as soon we will have to give up the color. The money will be rainbow color. You will not be able, because our money that we're using now is not worth poot. It's not worth, and some countries have already began the process of weeding out our money and theirs and changing. I'm telling you, you could look up next week, you could look up tomorrow, and things have happened. And I cannot tell you anything else after when it happens. For my own second. So I'm telling you, go and buy, skip some meals and go and take care of that. You can do that at your banks might have it.
Mhm.
And you can get it online, but you know, and Pam, she knows where you can go to the exchange place and buy that kind of stuff.
How do you spell the name of the one that you're saying, the two that you're saying? D-O-M, the Dom, or Dong?
Dong, D-O-N-G.
D-O-N-G.
And Dinar, D-I-N-A-R.
Dinar and Dong. Okay, got it.
They have a lot in the basket that they're exchanging. It's called an
Okay.
exchange.
I was
Mhm.
gentleman last week, he rolled up on his bike while we were sitting in the park, and he said, we have to, the gold is getting
Yes,
yeah, because a lot of people have gotten the gold. So yeah,
yes.
get something, make a move, and you know, yeah, we gotta make a move.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And the exchange is high. I mean, some of them are 4 times what you bought. Some of them are 20 something times what you bought. And then if you get into the Zim, that's a monster. That is created so that we can be humanitarians to help the world. So this week I'm going to be reminding you all, because I don't want to hear no stuff. I don't want to hear no stuff.
All right, Mama.
All right. I love you all.
Thank you for the message.
Yeah, act like I told you to go see what's those movies? Those movies, and everybody goes.
Yeah, The Matrix or Woman King.
Wakanda forever.
That's right. And you go this, do it. Do it. Do you till you're satisfied. Do it till you're rich and all right. There's your money for your thing, Lolly. For your music. Yes, I'm telling y'all, do it. Do it. Okay.
All right. Hug yourself. Give yourself some love.
And hug the world. And sprinkle all the good, the fun and the joy and the peace and the happiness and all of that. And I love you.
Thank you.
Good show, baby.
Thank you.
Good show.
All right. Peace. Have a good day.
Good night, y'all.